Guys, okay. Whoa, come on, tablet, just stay put. Today it's going to be something super easy. Okay, well, yes, it's not a coffee chat, but you know I have to have coffee. It's morning. What I'm doing today... I won't be doing that. Anyways, what I'm doing today is I'm rebatching some soap. I know there's a few people that are, a little nervous about making cold processed soap. That's absolutely cool. We've all been there. That's how I started. I did melt and pour and whatever, but when I went from melt and pour, I went to rebatching. And what I used to do is I had a soap lady, that I would buy her ugly soaps, or just soaps that she wasn't happy with, like they didn't have a lot of scent, not a lot of color, maybe they had dents or something, whatever. So I would buy her soaps, and I would rebatch them and make a new soap. So now what I usually do is if I have an ugly soap, or it's even if you've made a cold process soap that, like, I had one that was a bit too oily, so I just chunked it up and I threw it into the crock pot and I redid it and made it into a nicer soap. What I'm doing right now is I have, like, usually I will make my own cold process soap because I do make soap now. But when I'm in a hurry, sometimes I will just use like a base. Like I bought a Rebatch big chunk of soap. I can't remember where I bought it from, if it was Sapphire Blue, New Directions, or what it was. It could have been a many number of those places because I've had this chunk of soap for a while. I know the ingredients. It's just like a basic, nice soap. So I'm rebatching this. When I'm in a hurry, like I have a friend who really loves her soap, and I don't have time to make the cold process soap. So when you rebatch, it doesn't normally take as long. Like it's ready to use pretty much once it's out of the mold. It's just that it's soft, so you have to kind of let it sit for, a week or whatever to get to the hardness that you want. So that's why I'm doing it, because I don't have enough time to do an actual cold process soap before the end of April. It would be very close, and to be honest with you, I want to use up this rebatch. So I have, like I said, I bought a big, I forget, 25-pound bag, 50-pound bag, whatever it was from them. Plus, I also have, so I'm combining the two. I also have, this is what it looks like, just to show you. It's a gigantic chunk of, it's just, like I said, it's just poured, plain old soap. I'm trying to think who the other person is. I know someone, Amy from Soapworks, I think, sells big chunks of soap like this too. I could be wrong, but double check. I'm pretty sure she does. I think I've seen her do videos on it where she pours big huge chunks of plain soap for bulk for this purpose, so that you can repurpose it and rebatch it. So anyways, I'm mixing this with this one, which is basically the same ingredients. And so I'm just taking my little shredder that I bought from, like, the dollar store or the Benevolent or wherever it was, secondhand store. I shred, I fill up my crock pot. Wow, it's starting to get stuck. It's pretty soft once you start shredding it. So I will fill up my crock pot here. Yes, and I should have my hat on. I will put it on after. I'm just doing this to show you right now. So I would fill my crock pot up. That is really soft on the inside. So your soap would be old, but you can see it's still got some nice moisture to it. So I won't have to add a lot of liquid. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my liquid, which will probably be distilled water, or it could be goat's milk, could be skim milk, could be whatever I choose, coffee, whatever. But I'm not. I'm making a different soap today. I'm actually making a nag shampoo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this crock pot right up. I fill it right up. Add my liquid in. Add my liquid, let it melt for an hour or whatever, stirring it every 15-20 minutes or so. And then I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to add my cocoa butter, my shea butter, maybe a bit of coconut oil. I'm not really sure yet. I'm thinking I'll add a little bit of coconut or castor so I get a nice more bubble. It helps with bubbles, especially with rebatch. But that's something you guys would play around with, whatever you want. Whatever you want the soap to feel like or to do for your skin. More moisturizing, more whatever. So, and then once it's all melted and whatever, I'll divide it into like 3 spots in my crock pot. I'm going to color it, my 3 colors, and then I'm going to mix it and basically do it in the pot swirl. And I'll get it that fluid enough that I can actually, it won't be like clumpy, lumpy, like some soaps can be lumpy. I make mine so it's like smoother. It takes a bit longer to harden, but I think it's worth it. And I'm doing Nag Champa, and it comes out very light, but I love it because eventually it'll turn a nice darky chocolate color with the colors that I've put in it. It looks really cool. So I will either come back and add to this video. If I don't do that, what I'll do is I'll just do a second part, and I'll show you what I'm doing with the soap. Okay? So I'm going to get back at this, guys. I'm going to get my hat on, and I will be back with the rest of it. Alright? Thanks, guys.